Hi, welcome to my science session. Today we can discuss the part 3 of Through the Elementary Canal of class 7. In the last two sessions we discussed about how organisms take in food and what is happening to the food when it enters into your mouth, that is the different steps in nutrition. Now today we can discuss about the last step of nutrition, that is digestion. See, many metabolic activities are taking place in our body. As a result of these metabolic activities, many components or many substances are produced in our body. Some of these substances are useful for our body and some of these substances are not useful. They are unwanted substances. So, we have to remove these unwanted substances. Removal of these unwanted substances or waste from our body is called excretion or digestion. That is the last step in our nutrition. So, first of all we can see what all components are reaching the blood. Just look at the components. So, we can see what all components are reaching the blood. Just look at this illustration. You can see blood here. What is blood? You know blood is a transporting tissue. It carries all the things, that is mainly respiratory gases, waste materials, nutrients, all these are carried by blood. So, we can say blood is a transporting tissue. So, just look at this illustration. You can find many things are reaching the blood. That is, oxygen from the lungs are reaching the blood, as well as carbon dioxide from the cells, then urea from the liver and nutrients from the small intestine. So, one by one we can look. See, during the process of respiration we are taking in oxygen. This oxygen is carried to the lungs by blood. In the same way, due to the respiration process, carbon dioxide is produced as a byproduct that is also reaching the blood. In the same way, urea. How is urea formed? Urea is a byproduct formed as a result of the digestion of proteins. Proteins on digestion gives what? Urea. This urea is a waste material. It is harmful to our body. So, we have to remove this waste material. This urea is harmful to our body. And in the same way, during the process of digestion, we have studied that nutrients are formed. Complete digestion is taking place in the small intestine and all the nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine. So, that is also reaching the blood. So, we can see here oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients and urea are reaching the blood. Out of these components, which all components are useful for our body? Yeah, oxygen and nutrients are useful for our body. These two, that is carbon dioxide and urea, is a waste material. We have to remove that waste material. How can we remove this waste material? Carbon dioxide can be removed during the process of respiration itself. Then what about urea? Urea can be removed during the process of excretion. That is how or who is doing this job. See, this job is done by an organ called kidney. What is kidney and where is it situated? Kidney is a bean-shaped organ situated just below the rib cage, one on either side of our spine. Now, how many kidneys are there? There are two kidneys. So, these two kidneys will be located on either side of our spinal cord. So, just we can look how this urea is removed from our body. So, in order to study that, we can study about the excretory system. In order to study that, we can study about the excretory system. Kidney and its associated organs are there in the excretory system. We are having two kidneys, that is right kidney, left kidney, and some blood vessels are carrying the blood which contains larger quantities of waste materials, and that blood vessel is called renal artery. So, renal artery will be carrying excess urea, water, salts into the kidney. From the what is happening, you know, inside the kidney there are so many filters. They are called microfilters. These will be filtering all the liquid waste from the blood, and it is passed through ureter to a pair of tubes. You can see two tubes here, they are called ureter, and this is passed through, the liquid waste is passed through the ureter and reaches the urinary bladder. When the urinary bladder is filled, you will be having an urge to pass urine, and the urine will be passed through urethra. And what happened to the other blood? The blood will be taken to veins by the renal vein. So, renal arteries and renal veins are the blood vessels that are associated to kidney. The other parts are ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. So, now we have studied how urea is removed from our blood. Now, for the health of your kidney, you have to drink a lot of water. That is, children must drink at least 1.5 liter of water daily, as well as adult must take 3 liters of water daily. And also another thing that you have to practice, that is, you have to urinate at correct time. Otherwise, you will be getting some urinary diseases. So, for the health of your kidney, what all things you have to do? No, you have to drink enough water, as well as you have to pass urine at correct time. Now, it's clear now how urea is excreted from our body. In the same way, our skin is also removing excess water and salts from our body. Just look at the structure of the skin. This is the structure of the skin. You can see sweat gland here. We can see sweat gland. From the sweat gland, sweat is produced, and this sweat reaches the minute pores of the skin. So, excess water and salts are removed from the skin, from the sweat gland. So, you have to clean your skin properly. So, by bathing, clean your skin properly. So, until now we have discussed the different excretory products produced in our human body or in the animals and how it is removed. Now, what about the plants? Are the plants producing any excretory products? Yes, plants are also producing many excretory products. What are the different excretory products produced in the plant body? See, you can see some oils, resins, gums and all. All these are the excretory products produced in the plant, and these are called what you know, exudates. Exudates are the substances that oozes out from the plant tissues, and they are removing these oils, resins, gums in the form of exudates. So, one of the waste material that is excreted by the plants are exudates. Just see latex, this is an exudate. In the same way, gum. Then excess water is removed in the form of transpiration. And have you noticed in some of the plants, have you noticed in some of the trees, the stem may be detached. That is, all the waste may be storing in the stem, and the stem or the bark will be getting detached. That is also a waste product produced in the plant body. So, like animals, plants are also excreting waste. So, now we have studied different steps in nutrition both in plants as well as in animals. So, in order to be healthy, we have to follow good food habits also. What are the different food habits that you have to follow? Just look here. You have to wash your hands before and after eating. Then you have to avoid frequent intake. That means don't take food at all times. At a correct time you can take the food, as well as avoid excess food intake. Have food only little. Don't take lot of food. Then drink enough water. For the health of your skin as well as for the health of your kidneys, you have to drink enough water. Then take balanced diet. We have already discussed about that balanced diet. And take fibrous food materials such as leafy vegetables. If you are not taking these fibrous food materials, you will be getting constipation. In the same way, if you are not taking balanced diet, what happens? You may be getting certain deficiency diseases. So, you have to follow these food habits. In the same way, along with following good food habits, you have to follow healthy hygienic habits also. Which are the hygienic habits that you have to follow? One is you have to clean the body by bathing. Morning and evening you take a bath. So all the dust particles or excess water, salts, what all things are there in your body will be removed by bathing. Then you have to brush your teeth every morning and night. Then clean all the body parts, already we discussed. Then pass urine when required. If you are not passing urine, you may be getting urinary tract infections. So in order to avoid that, you have to pass urine at correct time, as well as do exercise. These things you have to do in order to be healthy. So I hope you will be practicing all these good food habits as well as hygienic habits, isn't it? So I hope everything is understood. Okay, thank you. So I hope everything is understood. Thank you, children.